Alright, so for this section of the course, we will be going over a few what-if analysis tools that Excel provides. And what-if analysis is the process of changing the values in cells to see how those changes will affect the outcome of formulas on the worksheet. So basically, we can use different sets of values to explore various results. And the first what-if analysis tool that we will be going over is the Scenario Manager. And before we begin, I do want to point out that we will be working inside the Scenarios worksheet. So make sure you have this sheet selected. So before we start working inside the Scenario Manager, let's take a look at what our example is doing. In the first cell, we have the selling price of a product, which is $200. And if we sold 50 units, our total sales would be $10,000. And currently our expenses are zero, so our profit is $10,000. Well, in order to sell this product, we have to buy 3 separate parts from a distributor. And let's say that for part 1, it cost us $80. And then for part 2, let's say $55. Then part 3, $25. Now we can see if we sold 50 units, our total sales would be $10,000 and our expenses would be $8,000. So our total profit comes to $2,000. Well, what if we can buy these 3 parts from a different distributor and they offer us different pricing for these parts? Well, we could easily just change the price of each part and see what our profit comes to. And then we could write it down somewhere or save it somewhere else in the spreadsheet. But then we are losing the price for each part from our first distributor because we are entering new prices for this other distributor. And you can have several different distributors that you can buy these parts from with all different prices. And instead of building a table for each distributor, we can store multiple versions of data within the same cells using the Scenario Manager. For example, if we come up to the Data tab and select What If Analysis, and then click Scenario Manager, we can add multiple scenarios within this window. So let's add our first distributor pricing. So we can click Add, and for the scenario name, we can just put DIS for distributor 1, select the cells that we will be changing, which is cells C10 through C12, and click OK. And now we can enter the values for each of these changing cells. So in cell C10, we have 80, C11 is 55, and C12 is 25. So we can click OK. Now our distributor 1 scenario is within our scenarios list. Now let's add another distributor. So if we click Add, and for the name, we could put DIS2. We are going to keep the same range for the changing cells because we're only interested in changing these cells. And then we can click OK. Now let's say that part 1's price that our second distributor is offering is only $70. And part 2 is only $50. But part 3, let's say it shot up to $38. We can click OK. And now we have distributor 2 in our scenarios list. So from here, if we want to change the values in these cells to the values that we have for our distributor scenarios, we can click on distributor 2 and click Show. Now our cells have updated to the new pricing, and we can see that our profit is $2,100. And if we click distributor 1 and click Show, it has updated the cell values, and now our profit's only $2,000. So we could easily change the values of these cells and determine which distributor to buy from that gets us the best profit. So in this case, we would want to go with distributor 2 because our profit has increased by $100. And you can save multiple scenarios within this manager, and you can always edit the values within these scenarios. So if distributor 2 ever updated their pricing, we can select the distributor and click Edit. Then click OK. and then we can change the price for each part. I'm just going to cancel for now. So that's how you use the Scenario Manager within Excel's What If analysis tools. And like we just saw, it's very easy to store multiple versions of data within the same cells, and then choose different scenarios to see different outcomes of your formulas.